coming into.
Hello, my name's George Fielding. I'm here today to speak at the House of Commons on the case of wheelchair reform.
We really do manage to get the message across far better than MPs like me, even far better than ministers like Sarah, because it's your direct frontline experience that is the most important message and the one that we really want to hear. I also have to say, George, is that I've only been at this for now a couple of years as chair, so I've actually only been a Whizz-Kidz Ambassador for 2 years. So, seeing as you've been doing it for 5 years, can you give me some training so I can do it as well as you?
We don't need any.
That's very kind of you. We always can do more. George is also on the board, the Young People's Board, the Ambassadors Board, and represents the South East region. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome George Fielding.
I was born on the 3rd of March 1995 with cerebral palsy and was first approached by Whizz-Kidz, aged 6 or 7, because I was not able to participate in PE to the level which I wanted to, or believed I should be able to. They gave me a metallic blue trike, which in my eyes, as a young boy, was the coolest thing ever. Eradicating these mobility problems and realising my ambition not only to participate in PE but to socialise with fellow kids in the playground environment as equals. I was free to do whatever I wished at school. The possibilities were endless. Now I know this is not the serious political message of this report, but I hope it is a very valid example of what grants like this and equipment like this from Whizz-Kidz can do to somebody's lives. It transforms people's lives. My wheelchair is my shoes, as the title perfectly sums up how important it is for somebody to have the correct mobility equipment, how important it is for somebody to have the correct mobility equipment. We as young people need independence, which is only as good enough as the equipment we sit in. That's the overriding message I hope you get when you read this report. Whizz-Kidz as a charity offers equipment which is far superior to that available on the NHS, both in the variety of equipment available and the technology and thought which goes into making them. This is understandable considering that the NHS is a nationwide system and has a very broad spectrum of needs that has to be met. But I believe that Whizz-Kidz can have an important role, as they did with Tower Hamlets and other primary care trusts, where there was a need. Successful rebranding can spark a regeneration of interest for the good of wheelchair users within the community. It does not need much monetary investment as highlighted in this report, yet minds can be focused. For example, waiting times need to be shortened. I waited 14 weeks when I had significantly outgrown my wheelchair. Consultations with experienced wheelchair users could be increased so that wheelchair service staff have a better understanding of what we want and need from a wheelchair service. And Whizz-Kidz maybe should investigate establishing courses and or talks for employees of wheelchair services, wait a minute, to demonstrate where and what on a wheelchair service could be improved. Just a few ideas. You don't have to listen if you don't. A wheelchair, in my case, had always been a necessary tool which successfully got me from A to B. They weren't exciting, and wheelchairs had, in my mind, the unfortunate and false stereotype of being for old people. Whizz-Kidz approach is refreshing in that they want a wheelchair to look modern and innovative. They are passionate about what they do. These days, I'm hardly at home. I never used to care about the weather, but nowadays, if it rains, I am stuck inside. The emotion wheels, manual wheels, which are powered on this chair, to use the overused cliche, have changed my life. With my previous wheelchairs, All I used to care about was what was on television. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out. I used my inability to self-propel my wheelchair as an excuse to be antisocial. I didn't care for my chair, and neither did others around me. It was nothing special. The passion of everybody at Whizz-Kidz has paid off. The network of ambassadors is increasing day by day, and no ambassador that I know does this work because they feel it is their duty. It's a pleasure. I am proud of my CV, speaking in the House of Commons, whatever next. Would I put myself through this ordeal if I didn't want to do it? No, I wouldn't. The Kidz board, which I sit on, is a group of ambassadors, each representing a region of the UK. I represent the South East, overseeing the financial and marketing side of the charity. This is proof of how paramount the ambassadors are to the charity, and I believe that the Kidz board is a trailblazer for other charities. This may one day be the norm among charities. The numbers of ambassadors that we have, approximately 600, means that we, as a charity, are well placed to comment on such issues as wheelchair reform. And the unanimous opinion at Whizz-Kidz is that wheelchair services need to be tweaked to offer a more sufficient service that customers and staff are happy with. I use the word tweaked I use the word tweaked because it's not a big improvement. If you use your brains, you can do it. Customers and employee satisfaction are of the utmost importance. It's logical. The report says so. Any questions?
Can I say, George, that was absolutely fantastic, and there really is very little that needs to be added, except that that may well not be the last time you'll speak in the House of Commons, and I could easily see you joining me, Paul and Sarah, on the green benches in the future. Just if you do decide that career path, please don't stand in my seat against me. Wait till I'm long gone. I know that Sarah, the Minister, has to go, so thank you so much for coming again. If anyone does have any questions for me or for George, you're very welcome to, but please give Sarah a round of applause. Thank you so much.
I've just done my speech at the House of Commons, just met Sarah Tever, MP, and I think the speech went as well as it could have done, so I'm happy and I'm glad it's over. But now I'm off to do some mingling and publicising.
Okay.